Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Clutch Conversations. It's your boy Mike. We back at you one more again, live on another Thursday night, man. Really looking forward to tonight's episode. We're going to have a blast on the cast. It's episode 100. Yes, that's 100. Really appreciate everybody rocking with us this whole time, man. It's been a blast, man. Never thought we would have come this far, and definitely could not have come this far without the support from each and every one of you out there. So we really appreciate the support. Thank you for rocking with us, this long. And I promise you, man, we got many more episodes coming your way. We really appreciate it. Appreciate y'all being on this journey. Shout out to my lovely wife, Takara, as always. Y'all make sure y'all show us some love in the chat, man. Drop a dope comment, show us some love, and don't stop there. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and smash that notification bell so you can get notifications each and every time we drop a video here on the channel. So definitely smash that notification bell. Shout out to the audio only gang. Audio only versions of Clutch Conversations are available on all major podcasting platforms. That's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and more. So definitely make sure you follow, rate, and review us when you're checking us out on your favorite podcasting platform. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Speaking of support, if you're in this reptile hobby in any shape, form, or fashion, make sure you're supporting US Art and US Art Florida. The links for both organizations are in the description of this video. Definitely show them some love. If you're not a member, go get your membership. Definitely go donate, do what you can, and make sure you spread the word, spread the word, spread the word. And definitely spread the word about our sponsors. We're going to kick our first video, and then we'll be back to kick it with the chat. Big dreams start in small towns. Small Town Xotics is a family-ran business that specializes in high-quality ball python morphs, western hognoses, and select leopard geckos. They are proud members of US Art Florida, and the Orient Society. Stay connected with Small Town Xotics on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Witness their journey as they grow their business and showcase their animals to the world. Thank you, Small Town Xotics, for sponsoring the show.
Art comes in many forms. At Armless Angels, it comes to life.
Shout out to the sponsors, man. We appreciate you, Shane. We appreciate you, Justin. Appreciate all the love y'all been showing us. Let's see who's showing us some love in the chat. Who we got first? We got the homie Jesus from Rising Sun Serpents. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate the support. 352 in the building. What's good, homie? What's good, Brian? Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate the support. Bosa Reptiles in the building. Appreciate the love, the sultan of support himself. We got the homie Eric from Eric's More Factory in the building. What's good? We got the big homie Wiz Constrictors in the building. Again, shout out to the Wiz Tan clan. Man, you know how we do. You know how we do. The homie Dun Dada in the building. What's good, bro? Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate the support. V Unit in the building. What's good? The homie Emilio from Villarino Reptiles. Make sure y'all out there supporting V Unit as well. Appreciate you coming out, brother. Appreciate the support. Blaker's Pythons in the building. What's good, fam? Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate the support. We got Arvin from Game of Odds. Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate the support. And we got James from J&S Exotics. Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate the support. We're going to stop it right there. We'll be right back in just a second. But first, the intro.
Baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lady, just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up. This cool.
Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this?
Episode 100, Mantooth, Captive Bred, Reptiles. What's good, homie? How you doing?
Good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Josh. Doing good, man. Appreciate you joining us tonight.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it. Been looking forward to it for a couple of months now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Good to have you in the building. So real quick, bro, do your introduction, give your elevator speech for those that might not be familiar with your work.
Well, I don't really know where to begin, really, or where to start. But the name's Josh Mantooth. Own Mantooth Captive Bred Reptiles, and I have been a hobbyist for 40 years. So
it's a long time.
Basically, yeah, hobbyist for 40 years, and it's finally at this point in my life, I decided it's finally that I took the hobby, the passion, and turned it into a business, and that's what I'm working on now. But ultimately, it's a hobby, and it's something, like I said, I've been a part of the industry without the industry really knowing who I am for a long time, because I've always been a hobbyist.
Nice. Mantooth, that's a cool name. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, it sounds like you were born to breed reptiles.
Right. There's no doubt. So oddly enough, the name Mantooth actually is an adopted name. It's not my biological last name, but it's the name that I go by, and kind of learned to love. It's odd enough that you'll probably never hear that name again.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. Yeah, I didn't know that was your last name at first till I started looking into it. It's like, oh snap, this is last name for real, for real.
That is my last name.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. So 40 years ago, you've been in a hobby for 40 years.
Well, 40 years ago is when I caught my first snake.
Okay, that's been
yeah.
Okay, okay. What kind of snake was it?
7 years old. It was an eastern rat snake, and I was 7 years old, and it was a 4-foot eastern rat snake.
Okay,
I've never had a fear of them.
So what made you want to just catch the snake? Just sheer curiosity? What was it about?
No, the thing about the snake that really intrigued me more than anything was there's nothing out there like it. Everything else has legs. The snake didn't have legs. So, it was just a fascinating creature to me from an early age. And the passion's always been there. The love for those particular animals has been there since the day I was born.
Nice. And so how long did you keep the rat snake?
Kept the rat snake till I was about 8 years old and then turned it loose.
Okay.
So, and then also later in life had corn snakes. I've had venomous. I've had retics, you name it. I've had it.
Nice. And so at what point did you decide, hey, I kind of want to like step my game up on this, and I want to start like breeding a specific species? And did you start out in terms of like your breeding and your breeding focus, did you start out with ball pythons, or did you focus on another species? How that play out?
Actually, it started off with a ball python. So funny enough, up until the last 2 years, 2.5 years, the last time I had a ball python was probably 1993.
Okay.
And that particular animal was an adult female that was imported, purchased at a local pet store, and had some trouble, with the animal feeding, as ball pythons will do, and couldn't quite figure it out because I'd always been more of a Burmese or a retic guy. But I thought, let me check out a ball python. So didn't have a real good experience with that one. And then just really kept the line of working with retics, but not breeding them for several years. I'd bought several from Bob Clark over the years. And actually, at one point in time, he probably doesn't remember now, but at one time, Bob Clark would know me by first name. I just have to call him and say, "Hey, Bob, this is Josh Mantooth, Chattanooga, Tennessee." And he would say, "Hey, Josh." And we would talk for 10 or 15 minutes, and I'd buy another snake from him. So over the years, I just kept, snakes on and off. It was just a hobby, just a passion. And 2018, I worked with some yellowtail and blacktail crebos. I love yellowtail and blacktail crebos. I think they're amazing animals. I've got 4 blacktails I work with now, but that was in 2018. And so I had to move from Florida to Alabama. So I sold the Drymarchon back to the original breeder, moved up to Alabama, where I'm located now. And then just one day I was just browsing on Instagram or something and saw like a Morph Market ad, and I didn't even know Morph Market existed. Okay. Last snakes I bought were on kingsnake.com. Market existed. I'm old school. So I go on Morph Market and I'm like, ball pythons have done what? What with a ball python? What is that?
So what were some of those morphs you were looking at the time that was like kind of blowing up in your head?
The first one that really just kind of set it off and really just ignited all of this was she's in the rack upstairs now, an Xanthic yellow belly pied.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's she was gorgeous. So I bought her from David West at Exiled Reptiles. So she's a GCR from Jeff's lineup at Gateway City Reptiles. I talked to Jeff today. So she's really the snake that kicked it off for me and really got everything started. She was the pinnacle of creating all of this.
Nice. And so when you first picked her up, did you pick her up thinking you were going to get into breeding, or did you pick her up just because like she just looked nuts?
I picked her up because she looked amazing. And then immediately I thought, okay, what can I put with this? What can I, and then next thing you know, here we are.
So talk to us about how that collection has evolved. So what were some of your next purchases and what was the thought process as you were like building your collection? But real quick, shout out to the homie Justin, kicked this thing off right. What's good, Josh? Appreciate you, Justin. Appreciate the support. Rep for the homie.
Hey.
Repping for the fam.
Has anybody ever seen a $19,000 t-shirt right there? Could have bought a base Honda Civic 5-speed LX in 96.
Justin, good people.
Yes, he is.
So yeah, you was about to tell us what you was picking up and kind of like your thought process at the time.
Yeah, so the original thought process probably goes the same way for a lot of people. There's not one. You kind of think there is, but there's not. You're like, ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like this. Let me get that. Ooh, what am I going to do with this one? I'll figure it out later. The next thing you're like, okay, I kind of got to get a plan together. So you piece it together. So I kind of piece 4 big projects together with some genes nobody really probably have thought of to work in these projects. So slowly over the last 2 years, I've just kind of got it narrowed down to about 4 really good projects that I can work on. And that's what I'm going to stick with. But the thought process originally wasn't really there. You're just buying what you really like.
Gotcha. So what was the catalyst that made you think differently about how you were putting together your collection? Like, did someone like just put a buzz in your ear? Did you figure it out on your own? A little bit of both?
A little bit of both. You can't really figure it out on your own. So there actually was a lot of both. So I've been fortunate to keep really close relationships with some really seasoned veteran breeders. So I'm constantly bouncing ideas off of them. Hey, what do you think about this? What about this? And if it's something they think's unique, we'll talk about it. But if it's something they're advising against, they're going to let me know, and then they're going to let me know the reasons why. But sometimes I may not even take that advice because sometimes it's not about being profitable. Sometimes what I mean is it's about creating something totally different and totally unique and being able to bring that to the market and just have fun with what you do. It doesn't always have to be about turning a profit. Have to have fun in what you do. So sometimes I'm going to take the long way around things just to see what can be produced. Other times I just might take a straight line to the project, the easiest and fastest way possible. Just depends on what I'm going to try to accomplish.
Yeah, I get you. Depending on your goals and whatnot. So you said 4 projects. So what are the 4 projects that you're working?
Right. Well, I say 4 projects, but there's about 4 really key genes that I really love, and hypo is one of them.
Okay.
I'm deep in hypo. Almost every snake up there is either at least a het hypo, if not visual. So I've got a lot of hypo influence. So the other projects I like working, I've got some ultra males I'm working with.
Okay.
I don't show those off much. So I'll show a lot of different things on Instagram and social media and just having fun. I don't show everything, but I've got some ultra males that I'm working with. I've got some black Xotics I'm working with. Most everybody's seen those, but I'm going to work a project with black Xotic that probably's never been done before. So, and if it has, then we'll find out soon enough. But regardless, black Xotic, GCR Xotic, ultramel, and hypo are some of the key genes that I like working with. Now, I've also got some super orange stream, and of course, anybody that knows who I am, which there's not many of them, but anybody that does know who I am, know I do have, quite a few strangers in my collection. So,
okay, that's what's up.
Right now I've got hopefully she's about to be gravid, a stranger hypo clown.
Oh, nice. That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's right there.
I bred her to a Desert Ghost Inchy clown het hypo.
So earlier you mentioned some stuff that you hadn't shown off yet, and you said you hadn't really posted that. So what's your thought process in terms of deciding what you're gonna post and put out there versus what you're gonna kind of keep on the tuck a little bit?
Well, most of the time I post just about everything, but there's a handful that I haven't posted. The biggest reason I got to post for people to know who I am, people, to know about what I do, who I am. But the other thing is I can't really reveal everything, but I've got things set up within my business that's going to roll out in stages. So what I mean by stages is certain genes I'm stacked real deep in at different size animals and different levels. So when these projects kick off and I need to add another gene, I've got an animal behind that with that extra gene that's only 1 year away anyway, and then I can keep rolling that way.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what's up.
Just stair step into projects some, because you can't produce it all at one time. But if you're deep enough in the animals, you can stair step it.
Yeah. So it sounds like you put a lot of thought into the logistics. So how many breeding seasons have you had so far?
I'm going into my second season now. So
You
I've
going
got
to your second season?
Yeah, right now I'm going to have probably, I haven't quite decided what the final pairings I'm going to do. So looking at probably right around 8 clutches this year.
Okay. How many did you have last year?
Just had 2 clutches last year.
You had 2 clutches last year?
Mm-hmm.
What was the most challenging part about it for you last year, given that was your first season? Like, you got any crazy stories about anything?
No, I just got started. I bought all of my animals in 22. So yeah, I just was able to get a hold of some adult animals and breed them. But the biggest thing was patience. I'm not a very patient person sometimes, but luckily the ball pythons, I mean, they're so easy to breed. It's so much fun. But the odd thing to me was how a female may reject one male, or one male may not, one particular female, but another male will in a minute. So
Yeah.
I found that to be interesting. I didn't imagine that would be an issue, but it's odd. It's an issue, and I find that strange.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like life. We not all compatible.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that just gives you a little more respect for animals and the complexity of the animal overall.
Yeah, like sometimes you put a certain male in there, and she'd be like, "Not tonight, not tonight."
Mm-hmm. Nope.
You throw that other male in there, you come back and poof.
Oh yeah, you'll come back 30 minutes later just out of curiosity, and they'll already be locked. And it's your backup male that's not the original plan, and you're like, oh shit. Yep. Yeah, every time.
So what were those 2 clutches last year? I guess first of all, how many clutches did you shoot for? Did you only do 2 pairs, or did you do more and some not go?
Only did 2 pairs.
You only did 2, and so
yeah,
what was that?
2 pairs was the only thing that I could pair. I put a orange stream yellow belly het GCR Xanthic het pod to a pastel yellow belly clown, and Desert Ghost DGA's popped up in one of the animals. I'm trying to find out which right now with RGI.
DGA?
Yeah, DGA. So I'm trying to figure out which animal. I'm running additional tests right now. So I'll find out probably midweek. So I don't think there's any DGC. I just think it's DGA, but I'm trying to figure out which animal it came from, because I use the same male in both pairings. Gotcha. And I've just got a gut feeling it's from the female. And so if I don't have any DGA in the second sheds that I just sent off, then I'll know it did come from that particular female. So that may change a breeding plan that I have for her.
Okay, gotcha.
So the first was ODYB GCR het GCR Xanthic pod to the pastel inchy clown, and then the second one, oddly enough, I had the worst odds in the world on this pairing. Took that same male ODYB het GCR pod to a big GCR female, GCR Xanthic het pod female. Only hit 2 pod animals, which was fine. It's a het-to-het pairing, but I only hit 1 visual Xanthic, and it was a het Xanthic to a visual pairing. I'm like, man, come on. So that's gave me a newfound respect for hitting odds.
Oh yeah, man. Those odds can be a bear sometimes. I mean, sometimes you high, sometimes you low. I always say, man, it's highs and it's lows for real.
Yeah.
Because, like I had some highs, and then like I had like a run this year of like several clutches in a row where I was either missing what I was trying to hit, in terms of like the genes. I was missing on the sexes. Like I had one stretch where I had 10 males in a row. And in that same stretch, I was hoping to get a male confusion clown combo. Never hit a single confusion clown all season, despite like 4 tries at it. I still got 9 eggs in the incubator, so I got 9 more shots in theory. Hopefully, I get all like my payback on this one because that'll be dope. But yeah, man, I was just like, I was missing confusion clown combos that I was shooting for with several chances. And like I say, man, I was very male heavy. Most of my most powerful stuff that I hatched was males, and so I really needed some females to put back in the racks. But it is what it is, man. It's highs and it's lows.
Yeah, it is what it is. But oddly enough, on the first pairing, which was het pod to non-het, so it was a het pod to a non-het, 4 out of the 6 animals tested het pod. So I'm like, okay, that's a win, but that's not the one that I wanted to win, but I'll take it.
Nice. I did have a 4-8 clutch that was all females and all potential holdbacks. Well, 3 holdbacks and a potential holdback. But then I found out she might be het pod too. So I got her shed and several other sheds, and I'm waiting on one more shed. And then I'm gonna have to send them off because I got some shed testing to do for sure. I kind of want to like send them all at the same time for like stuff that I was thinking about holding back, or it's gonna like change the way I work that specific animal. But yeah, it's cool to have shed testing right now. That's super helpful.
Yeah, it's I never imagined, when as long as I've been doing this, and I've been in and out of the hobby for the last 25 years. So it's get in, get out, get in, get out. Always been just a pure passion, in keeping animals and spending time with animals. And I never really saw it as anything other than that. And that was very short-sighted of me, because at that time, there weren't but a handful of people that were successfully doing it for a living. And so I thought, yeah, I'll never be able to do that for a living. And I may still not. I don't care about doing it for a living, but it's exciting to me for me to know how much this particular industry's grown over the last 25 years is beyond amazing.
Nice. So let's talk about this season coming up. You say you thinking 8 is what you're going for?
Yeah, I could do 8. Let's see. I've got one clutch that's about to hatch that will hatch next week. I got a clutch. It'll be laid first week of February. So there's 2. I got chocolate clowns on the way. So there's 3.
Nice.
And I've got stranger hypo inchy clowns on the way. So there's 4.
All right.
And then I've got a blackhead Mojave leopard pod het hypo paired to a super orange dream inchy yellow belly hypo het pod that just locks. So there's 5. And I could do a minimum of 7 if I wanted to.
Minimum of 7, you said?
Minimum of 7, maybe more. I'm going to say somewhere between 7 and 8 is where I'll land. 8 will where I land. I've got a 2,400 gram Mojave female up there right now. I forgot about her.
Okay. So which one of those is your most anticipated pairing for this upcoming year?
What do you think?
That stranger hypo stuff? Yeah, I already know.
So I'm a fan of the dark gene. I'm a fan of dark genes. And whenever, I first saw a stranger, I was like, what the hell is that? And so got lucky to pick up one animal to start with, which was a pastel stranger hypo het clown back in 23. So she is 1,200 grams right now. So I've got a male to pair her with at this fall, as soon as I get her up to size. And then I picked up the stranger inchy or the stranger clown hypo from Kyle Hoffman at Royal Ambassador Reptiles.
Oh yeah, Kyle got some nice hypo stuff.
Kyle's got a Maserati. Justin's got a Civic. I done paid for Kyle's Maserati and Justin's Honda Civic. I'm kidding, people.
Kyle has some nut stuff. In fact, we was talking about that the other last week. I got a spot nose hypo clown female from Kyle, and it's crazy. It's like one of my favorite snakes in the collection, or my favorite snake in the collection that I bought.
See,
that's crazy. It just glows.
Yeah, that's an animal I could use. But yeah, I've got some crazy stuff like that too. Like I recently just got a orange dream yellow belly hypopod het clown male. And so if I get my other 2 hypo clown het pods up, I actually have a shot at producing orange dream yellow belly hypo clown pods.
Nice. Yeah. Has that been produced yet? I can imagine that looking pretty.
I don't think so. So I do not think so.
Yeah, that hypo with that ODYB in there, just working on that triple.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. And like I said, it's a het clown, and I've got 2 visual clown girls. So
say that again.
I said that one's het clown, and I've got 2 visual clown girls to pair him with.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what's up. So what collection size wise, how big are we talking?
I'm small. I'm probably the smallest guy you're going to hear all year. I got 77 animals up there.
Okay, so, that's not bad.
No, that's ball pythons, some false-water crebos, some false-water cobras, some crebos, and some Peruvian true red tails.
Okay, ball pythons. About how many of it is ball pythons?
Right around about 50, a little over 50. 52, I think.
So those other species, are you planning on breeding those species, or are you just keeping?
No, I'm going to breed the false-water cobras as well. I've got them in brumation at the moment. They'll come out of brumation in around mid-February, and then I'll get them ready to go to produce next season.
Gotcha, man. So obviously false-water cobra is different than ball pythons. So kind of give us a little breakdown and context on the false-water cobras.
Well, the false-water cobras, they're a colubrid from South America, so they're a large, heavy-bodied colubrid. They'll get about 8 feet long, weigh up to 10 pounds. So they're just a big, powerful constrictor. They grow fast. They're eating machines, high metabolism, very highly intelligent. And one of the things with the false-water cobras is they're also rear fang venomous. So it's a mild toxin, and producing them, when they reproduce, you got to brumate them. Obviously, you got to put them through a brumation period, bring them out and get them back warmed up and feeding. But you can double clutch them. They can double clutch, but they also can have an average clutch size of about 25 eggs. So
that's a lot.
I'm going to have to be selective the first year in which ones I pair. So I've got a lot of lavender influence in my false-water cobras. I think I got a total of 6 different lavenders up there.
Okay. How long you been in the false-water cobras?
25, 30 years.
Okay. And you've bred them before, or is this going to be like your first shot at breeding?
Never bred them before.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's
first time for everything. So if you're going to do it. I just felt like at this time in life and where I am in life, I can do some of this, have some fun, and just enjoy it.
Yeah. How long do you have to brumate those eggs?
Not brumate what, the snakes?
Incubate the eggs.
Oh, 84 days. 84 days.
Okay. So not a crazy amount of time. Like I heard of some species where you gotta incubate for like 5 months. So
no. They're colubrids. 84 degrees and so
yeah. All right. And so what are you doing as far as like advertising and stuff and like getting your name out there? Like, what's your strategy in that space?
Oh, the only thing that I do really is social media. I've got a website I haven't completed yet. So social media is the only thing I do is Instagram and TikTok here and there, and that's it.
Okay, okay. What about shows and stuff like that? Like you going to shows, whether vending or attending? You probably haven't
I'm
vended
gonna
yet, but
be
you
I
go
will
to
be going to shows next year. I don't have enough stock, enough inventory, enough to work with to start a show right now. So shows will come, they'll come for me in 2025.
do you attend shows though?
When I have time, I do, but I also work 60 hours a week.
Oh yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
So you get a little short on time.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. Have you gone to like any of the big shows like Daytona or Tinley or any of the West Coast shows, anything like that, or just the local shows?
No, not anything like that at this time. Just been local shows. So
Gotcha.
I'll plan on getting the Tinley in October.
Okay. Okay.
I can't make the spring show this year, but I will be at Tinley in October.
Yeah, the Tinley October is a good show to go to. That's the only one I've been to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, from everything I'm told, like that's the best one. So yeah, definitely go check that out. You have a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll definitely have a blast. Shout out to the homie. Appreciate you, bro. Stephen Jones. Yeah. So goals wise, let's talk about your goals wise and your goals and stuff and like where do you see the business in the next, let's say 5 to 10 years? Like what are some of your goals and what you're trying to do?
When I set this up, that was ultimately the goal, was to be able to do this full time and enjoy, do what I love, full time. So it was a 10-year goal. So, in 10 years, so by the time we'll just say maybe before then. So the 10-year goal would be to have at least 100 to 125 clutches a year. So yeah, 100, and that's just in the ball pythons. So, and then the false water cobras, that's another 10 clutches. So probably right around 150 clutches a year in the next 10 years.
That's a lot.
So
That's a lot of clutches. So have you
yeah,
thought
but I
through,
think it can be done. You just got to be smart about it.
yeah, so have you thought through how that will look like kind of like year by year, like what that gradual increase to get to there, what that will look like for you and what you got to do to kind of hit those targets?
Mm-hmm. So basically with any particular, when it comes to hitting those targets, you just got to make sure you're stacked deep enough in any particular female, like I mentioned earlier on, and making sure that you can get the production up, but with 100 to 125 clutches. So 9 or 10 or more of those will be false water cobras, because a false water cobra, just say holdbacks alone, can be up to ready to breed in 2.5 years. So the ball pythons, with the holdbacks kept there and additional purchases that I've made that I'm still raising and working with, will help get there. I may not be at 120 or 125 clutches, but overall that would be the goal. So
Gotcha. So you got 8 this year, and so next year, where you kind of like project yourself at in terms of like number, ballpark?
so 8 next year, I could do probably somewhere around 14 to 16 next year.
Okay, that's what's up. So
I've got a lot of females right now that are right there on the cusp. I say they're on the cusp. They're about to hit 1,200 grams right now is where they are. So with my feeding schedule, I can have those animals ready to go by November of this year.
okay. And then in terms of like additional projects and stuff like that, are you planning on like bringing in some more projects, or are you going to kind of like build your whole foundation kind of based on what's in the collection now? What's your thought process there?
No, there'll be some more projects. I'm going to also, there'll be more projects. 4 is just the main focus for right now. But with the 4, you can branch out into anything. It just depends on whether you want to go with trying to hit a triple recessive, or you want to put a 5 gene incomplete dominant with a double recessive. It depends, what you want to do. There's so much it's not been done yet.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. What's some stuff you want to get into, or at least based on like your current thinking?
Man, you're gonna make me spit it out, aren't you? I already. I'm working on a black xanthic hypo ultra male project.
Ooh, okay.
Black xanthic hypo ultra male pod project.
Nice.
So there.
Yeah, ain't gonna make you spill too much of the beans on it, but yeah, that's nice. That's what's up.
Because ultra male, with it being such a rich and saturated gene, and then you put black xanthic in there, I think that would be something to see.
Nice. I know one of the challenges for me is with the collection growing, having like more and more tasks that you have to complete, right? Because you got more, so you got to at least do more of the tasks that you're already doing. So have you thought about like how's the work-life balance look for you right now, working 60 hours, and how will that kind of change over the years to give yourself the bandwidth needed to grow the collection to where you're trying to grow it to?
Well, the overall goal is to be able to walk away, so that the only work-life balance is the business.
True, but even then, you still like personal stuff and whatnot.
Yeah. So basically, the day's got to start at about 4 a.m. 4 a.m. working on animals for a couple hours. Get ready, go to work, turn right back around and come back home. Spend a couple more hours with them.
Okay. And so do you find it challenging at all now? Like,
no, not really. As long as you stay on top of things, you've got to, I'm in the snake room every day. So as long as you're on top of it and you're managing your time and you're in there every day, it becomes easier. You get a system down. You couldn't do it though. I'm married, so my wife plays a big part of that. So she helps me out a lot at home. So
nice.
You can't do it unless you've got a willing partner.
Yeah, shout out to the wifeys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So does she get in the snake room with you, or?
Yeah, she does. She's there for moral support.
Nice. Yeah. So does she handle the snakes any at all?
Yeah. She'll handle them.
Yeah.
She's not going to clean a cage and she's not going to feed them. So
like you look around, she's sitting right there. I don't want to get you in trouble.
Oh, that's okay. I can do that on my own.
Nice. So being newer to the breeder side of things, right? You got like a couple years under your belt. So what's some advice would you give someone who is in the same shoes or similar shoes that you were in like a couple years ago, getting ready to get into it?
That's a great question. Here's the advice I would give. This may not be advice that would work for everybody. It's advice I'm going to give, though. So if you're newer, thinking about going to get into this, the advice I would really give you is find 2 sets of genes that you really like, whether it's incomplete dominant or recessive. Just find 2 looks that you like. Buy a total of 6 animals. 3 females for one, 3 females for the other, 2 males. Start there. Start with some small stuff and projects, and kind of go from there instead of having a bunch of animals and not have a real good plan for them.
Tell them
That's
why
the
that's a
advice
good
I
idea.
would give.
Tell them why
That's
that's
a
a
good
good idea. Yeah, like
Oh,
so
it's a
what
good
are
idea because it's going to save you money. When you got 3 females to 1 male, it's going to give you different options there in case you've got a female that rejects that male. Chances are all 3 aren't going to reject him. The other thing is it gives you two small projects to work off of. Be selective in your genes and who you do business with and who you buy something from, and keep it small, because if you can focus on those 2 small projects and you're successful at that, you can grow it from there. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You don't have to have, and that's one of the things I'm going to do. I'm going to tailor my business to where ultimately there will be 4 racks, and that's kind of it. So there'll be 80 to 120 females and then 40 males, and they're going to be specific things and projects, and that's it. So, and then I'm going to rotate out the breeder females about every 3 years, because the holdbacks that will be coming up will be better than they are. So I won't need those any longer.
Right.
So just always keep turning with fresh genes. I'm going to operate more of a high-end scale operation, but it's going to be, smaller to where everything, no matter which way I go with a particular project, it's going to be beneficial because of the genes that are there and the genes that I'm working with. Because you're never going to hit all the odds, but it's also going to allow me to be able to produce some mid-level, or lower-end animals, because you're going to get those anyway. So with working with limited space and time, I'm going to work with a limited higher-end collection. That's what the business is going to be tailored around.
Nice. Hey, we're going to take a real quick break, show some love to the sponsors. We'll be right back.
Peace and love, family. We invite you into the heart of our serenity, Ancestral Royal Pythons. At Ancestral Royal Pythons, we're not just breeders, we're nurturers of love and growth. Each of our high-end ball pythons is a tribute to the grandeur of the natural world and our dedication to quality. Reach out today and bring one of our creations into your home. This is Ancestral Royal Pythons. Your journey begins here.
Here's to the exciting world of Ebony and Ivory reptiles. From unforgettable parties and events to keeping and hatching some of the dopest reptiles in the reptile hobby, we're all about education, quality, integrity, and respect. Hit us up and see how we can help make your next project a reality. Experience Ebony and Ivory reptiles, where fascination meets fun.
Ebony and Ivory reptiles.
Josh is going to be right back in just a second. Boom. So have you been paying attention to like some of the changes they made on Morph Market?
Yeah, I saw some of the changes with the auction tabs and all of these other things, and yeah, it's going to be interesting, to say the least.
Have you checked out any of the auctions?
I have, so I'm going to pay close attention to those, because that's really, that could be I don't know if I'm a fan of that. So
okay,
speak. I don't know.
What are your thoughts? Like, what are your thoughts? Like, what kind of conflict you having in your head with it?
Well, kind of conflict I've got in my head is it may bring a more realistic value and approach, so to speak, because, obviously somebody's paying an auction price, and all right, so all of a sudden you got a DG clown, somebody just throws on auction. That female DG clown sells for $2,000 because somebody wanted to get rid of it. And all of a sudden, everybody thinks every female DG clown should be $2,000.
Yeah.
That's what they're selling for on auction.
You think one animal, like the sale of one animal, gonna change the market price?
No, I don't think the sale of one animal will change the market price. I don't think the sale of 10 or 15 animals or 20 animals would change the market price on an auction. Maybe it would probably take that many, maybe, to kind of change the market price, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be a fan of this auction thing or not. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like I posted an animal. I got an animal auction right now, and so I'm testing it out. I do wonder.
I did too.
What effect it's going to have on the market? What, if any, effect, to be fair, it's going to have on like the overall market, and what effect will it have on like moving some stuff that might have been a little bit harder for you to move? You know what I mean? But
well, that part I think would be beneficial. So I threw a particular animal on there today just to see what really happens, because it's kind of a one-off animal. A lot of my first clutch was kind of like one-off animals that you really don't have anything to compare it to that's out there. So I threw one male on there just to see what happens with this particular male, and then I'll just kind of play with it and figure it out from there. But I just don't know if I'm going to be a real big fan of it. You can set reserves. I get that. So in a way, people are still going to set their pricing where they want their pricing anyway, or the minimum amount, they're going to be willing to take for that animal. But if it gets used in a way to where, like I said, you've got Desert Ghost Clowns on there selling for $1,500 to $2,000 consistently, then it'll change a lot of people's plans. I could be wrong, but I don't know. We'll just have to see what takes place, because I know when it comes to hitting a double or triple recessive, it's a lot of damn work to watch all that money go away. It's a lot of damn work.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And so that's going to be one of the most interesting things, in my opinion, is seeing what effect it has over the overall market. Like I said, I don't know if I'm sold it's going to have like this huge impact on the overall market. I can see like both sides of the argument. I can see, hey, if it's just like a single animal here and there that goes for a cheaper price, then really that's not the market price. That's the result of that auction that maybe even a limited amount of people were exposed to, right? Because like someone could set like a price of an animal for like 3 days and people saw it, and you know what I'm saying, they got it, and they got it at that price, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the market price for that animal. But to your point, if it's a lot of animals like in that particular project, right, that are going for like this well publicized small amount of money, then yeah, that can influence the market. And so just to see like where you land with that, that's what I'm gonna be definitely kind of trying to peep out over the next several weeks, several months, whatever it takes.
It would, I mean, it's going to be interesting, because you're going to see a lot of common animals and common combos, on there. I think you're about to see those really, really decrease.
And to Rob's point too, that's another good point. Right now, you can only per month, per seller. I think they're thinking about like for certain tiers of Morph Market membership, I think thinking about expanding it to 2, but even then it's 1 to 2 per month per breeder. So that's kind of a good internal control. So that was smart thinking. I like that. And then again, to his point, this other point, like with the reserve, like you can set a reserve for the least amount of money that you're going to be able, or that you're going to be willing to accept. And other folks can't see what that reserve is, so they don't. That's not a publicized amount. You can kind of like do the math and see where things go that don't clear the reserve, but it is some internal controls in it. So
Rob brings up another good point. That was going to be the second thing I was about to ask. How does the seller handle it when the buyer doesn't want to go through with the deal? And Rob just brought that up.
Report their ass. Straight up. Yeah, because they made a post today saying that like they was going to kick folks off the platform if they did that.
Well, I mean, they should. It's no different if you're selling something on eBay and people don't pay you.
Yeah, because that's just messing up for everybody. Like We ain't got time for
Right.
that stuff. Yeah. And I normally ain't one for like reporting, but report that for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you say you're going to do something, you do it. So you committed to buying it. It's not a game. It's a purchase. It's an animal. You clicked it, you bought it. Now pay for it.
And then you got sellers doing like shady stuff too on there too. Not all sellers, obviously, but you are going to have some bad players on there who do
You're
bad
gonna-
stuff on both
Yes.
sides.
And absolutely will. And you're going to see that. Because I mean, there's already some things on there that I see in auctions that I'm like, okay, I don't know where this particular animal came from, but it doesn't look like it's in good shape at all.
Man, dude had a half dead animal on there posted, or
That's crazy.
per him. Yeah, that was crazy.
See, yeah, that's yeah. Wow, yeah.
Yeah, so he got reported. The authorities coming for him.
Darian don't play.
But yeah, that was so wild to me, and like I felt like he was on some scam type of time too. But that was so wild to me. But
I had a guy send me a message last month on Instagram, wanting to buy a snake, and he said he bought one from somebody off Facebook, but the guy took his $250 and never replied back to him. I'm like, man, I don't know why people do that.
yeah, that's nuts, man. I don't even understand. I mean, I understand, but I don't get it. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. I'm just not built that way. I take too much pride in what I do. There's not at any point in time when it comes to the animals that I just don't take care of them. Like the half dead animal that was on the auction or whatever. People scamming people. I just take too much pride in what I do. I'm just not built that way. I'm not cut from that cloth, so I don't understand things like that.
Right, and I don't want that kind of karma either. Like,
no,
why go around
worth it?
deliberately just trying to screw people over?
Mm-hmm. You can walk up in my snake room at any given time, and you can slide open any tub, and it will be clean 80% of the time because I'm in there every day.
Yeah, that's crazy. But hopefully, a lot of that stuff kind of gets brought to the light. They get those people out of there. So at least they making an effort, you know what I'm saying, to clean some of that crazy stuff.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. But I don't know what the expansion and everything else. So now, they got fish, some aquatic stuff on there, some plants on there now. So, the website's expanding. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. So lots of traffic on the website.
Mm-hmm.
And so somebody coming over there, they might have got caught by like I was going to buy a plant type thing, and they on the website, and then they say, I want to explore, and boom, they see the Mantooth captive bred reptile ball pythons, and then they head starts spinning, and then boom.
There we go. Man, I've just been fortunate enough to be a part of this industry for the last couple of years, and I have absolutely enjoyed it. And Mandy, can I tell you what? I have met some really, really, really nice people, some great people in the industry. So I think that's part of, if you want to be successful and you want to get in this, the other piece of advice I would give you is to surround yourself with great people in the industry.
So how did you meet Justin, speaking of great people in the industry?
Kobilka or
Thomas.
Okay. Justin Thomas. I bought a snake from him on Morph Market. Then I bought 4 or 5 from him over the past couple of years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But he's always Johnny on the spot. He'll answer the phone anytime I call or text.
Oh yeah.
If he can't answer it, he'll send a text. So I talk to Justin literally. I talk to him all the time.
Same here. How far away from Justin are you?
About 2.5 hours.
About 2.5 hours. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. He's got a snake I'm trying to talk him out of right now.
What's that?
I can't tell you. No.
Can't tell me.
Oh, he's got a Cypress spot nose yellow belly clown, I think.
Okay. Yeah, he got some nice Cypress stuff.
Yeah. So I'd have a plan for that.
Yeah, Cypress is one of my favorite genes to work with.
I've got a couple of Cypresses now. I've got a Cypress pod male up there that's 66% head exanthic. I'm 90% sure he's head exanthic, and I hope I prove him out with this clutch that's about to hatch.
I haven't seen too much Cypress pod stuff. What does the Cypress do to the pod?
It darkens it. It darkens that pod, breaks up the pattern, gives it you get a real, on the saddles, you get a real dark outline. It outlines the saddles real dark. I'll shoot you a picture of him. He's a pretty animal.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, man, Cypress is one of my favorite genes.
So I'm thinking about putting him to a banana hypo pod I've got.
Okay. Cypress does nut stuff with banana too.
Yeah, so I'd be able to hopefully have a shot at a Cypress banana pod. And last time I checked on Morph Market, there's never been a Cypress banana pod sold.
Okay.
So
I'll be interested to see what that looks like.
Yep. I'm thinking about either that or a blackhead leopard Mojave pod, het hypo to the hypo banana pod.
Okay.
That may be interesting too.
So did you say you got a hypo clown pod too, right? Or hypo pod?
I got 2 hypo clowns, het pod, and then I've got that male orange stream yellow belly hypo pod, het
It'll be the
clown.
ODYB hypo clown.
I'll have a chance at making an ODYB hypo clown pod. So
Yeah.
I'll have 2 shots because I got 2 females for him.
Yeah, I definitely want to see what you do in that project.
Yeah, so that will be a good one. So, and I think I'll have a really good shot at hitting that because of the way those genes are set up. I say a good shot. It's still a long shot, but I think I'd have a better than average shot. I just got to keep those females on food, get them past that 1,000-gram wall, and keep after them. And hopefully, when we have this conversation next year, you might be able to see some of those babies.
Nice. Do you have a lot of girls hit the 1,000-gram wall?
No, I had one female, the exanthic yellow belly pod. When I got her, she weighed 970 grams, and it took me 8 months to get her to feed. She went off food the moment I got her, and it took me 8 months to get her back on food. I've had her since 2022. Should have been able to breed her last year. She's just now hit a little over 1,200 grams. And I've already made my mind up. I'm not even going to breed her till I can confidently have her to over 2,000 grams.
Gotcha.
I'm not even going to. I waited this long. I might wait till she hits 2,500 grams. So might as well just no big deal now, because I'm still trying to find the right male to put to her.
Yeah, I got a few girls this stuck right now. Like within that probably like 1,000 to 1,500 gram kind of mark. Like I got one girl, she's 1,500 grams, but I still want to like eat more, right? Because I don't want to I don't want to rush it, and there's no reason to rush it. But I would like for her to start eating more because like next year is really when I need to breed her versus this year. And so like now this year I wanted to use this year where I don't need to breed her to put on some weight and get ready for next year. But she's just been chilling. And again, 1,500 grams, but still I want to put some more weight on her.
See, I just paired a snake that weighs weighs right at 1,400 grams.
Okay.
So this is going to literally be the smallest snake I've ever paired. But the only reason I'm doing it is she's developing follicles, and
Okay.
her body structure is on point. So there's not a lot of fat. She's more of a muscular bodied snake. So when you grab her, she's thick. She's got a nice thick body. It's not mushy, so it's not a lot of fat reserves. She's a
Got a lot of
muscular
good
animal. Right. So she's got a lot of good weight. So I look at, not only do I look at the overall body weight, I just look at the overall body and condition of the animal. I don't care if the animal weighs 16 or 1800 grams. If I don't like the way the animal looks or the condition of what I feel like the animal should be, I still won't breed it. I'll wait until I'm 100% confident in that animal's body condition.
Yeah, that's exactly why I want this girl to eat some more and kind of like get ready for the breeding season.
Right. Just because you can breed one doesn't mean that you should. I've got a female right now that I could pair. She's a triple het hypo DG clown, triple het. I could pair her right now. I'm not happy with her body structure, so I'm going to wait and pair her next year.
The quality control is important.
Yeah, absolutely. Because what happens if, even though she can go, but what happens if, she gets egg bound, or what happens if she gives a 4-egg clutch? What have I done? I haven't done anything but shoot myself in the foot and potentially damage an animal because I didn't want to wait 6 more months. That part, that don't make any sense to me. So I'd rather wait, know I'm going to have a good clutch and the animal's body conditions are right before I'll even consider it. So, and like I said, I can consider on the small side too, just like I did with this one pairing I just had just paired last week. And that was a Super Orange Dream Inchy Yellow Belly Hypo Het Pod. That's 1,400 grams. But she is a solid 1,400 grams. There's a difference.
Nice. Personality trait wise, like, what would you say, in your opinion, are some of the most important personality traits or strengths that somebody in this industry needs to be successful?
Personality traits to be successful in this industry. I'd say probably the first thing you got to do is you got to want to win. You got to have conviction. But personality wise, you've got to, you can't have an attitude you can't have the I quit attitude. I have a very boisterous, outgoing personality at times. I'm a control freak, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing to have, in this industry or this business, but I like to be in control of everything all the time. But personality wise, I don't think it's a personality trait as much as it is just a general character, but you got to have a conviction about you that's unwavering. Whatever you want to do, you got to stay at it. You got to be committed, and you got to be unwavering, because I've got some things up there right now that aren't going my way. So it's going to happen. But overall personality, you just got to be outgoing. You got to give it a shot. I'll be 47 years old in February. I just started doing this 2 years ago. So if I can do it, everybody should be able to do it that wants to do it. You just got to make it happen.
For sure. So conviction, you touched on that twice in your response. Yep. And so I'm assuming that that's a character trait that you have. And so talk to us a little bit about how you developed that conviction and kind of like how you became who you are to apply that to the reptiles.
Okay. So you got to have a conviction and a belief about yourself and whatever you want to do that's unwavering. So just to give you an idea, I came from when I grew up, it wasn't the most ideal circumstance. I didn't grow up, didn't come into money. Grew up in my mom was single mother, raising 2 kids. So you got to have a want to about you to succeed. And that's just something you either have it or you don't. You either want to do it or you don't. So it's just something that's always been there for me. Because I know if anything in the world's going to happen, you got to make it happen. You can't wait on it to come to you.
Facts.
Nobody's going to walk out and hand it to you. You got to go get it. And if you're not willing to do what it takes to go get it, you don't have that conviction, then you're not going to succeed. Not only in this, you're just not going to succeed in anything in life.
Facts.
It's got to start with you. If it don't start with you, the rest don't matter.
Facts. So the flip side of that question, like aside from like the obvious and some of this stuff we talked about earlier, like dishonesty, scamming, stuff like that, notoriously selling sick animals, like what's some traits that can lead to someone being unsuccessful?
Making a quick buck. If you just think you're going to buy and flip animals and just want to make a quick buck, you'll have short-term success, but sooner or later you run out of customers. There's no long-term game in that, and it's just damaging to the industry as a whole. The industry's come too far actually the industry shouldn't even allow people like that, if you want to know the truth. In my opinion, if you're not selling a good quality animal, you're not taking care of your animals, and if this hits home for you, then maybe you're part of the problem, for the people that are watching, because it shouldn't be about money. Money's a byproduct. You got to win before you get the money. Money's a byproduct. If you don't put in the work, there won't be any money. And if you're going to shortcut it to make money, then you need to go on and consider doing something else.
Yeah, practice. You don't focus on the score, you focus on the process.
That's it. You just gotta stay committed one day at a time and do things the right way. It's too hard to get started. For one, especially when you're starting with somebody like I am, that nobody knows who I am. Although they know me through social media, that's it. But they haven't met me. I've sold some snakes. Made some friends. Met different breeders in the industry that have helped me. So if you're going to get started in this, you better get started the right way, because if you get started off on the wrong foot and you damage your reputation early on, there's no recovering from that.
Nice. Good advice, good thoughts there.
Yep.
Cool. So before we get out of here for tonight, I do got some random questions for you. And
sure.
We'll start with the first one. So if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Oh, it would be Australia.
Australia? What's good about Australia?
What's not good about Australia? You got some of the most amazing and crazy and wild animals and venomous animals over there in the world. Hell yeah, it would be Australia.
Any particular part?
Any of it, doesn't matter. Queensland.
Gotcha. Have you ever been over there?
No, I haven't. I know some people that have been there. I've got some people that work for me that went there last year. And my wife's actually got a friend that lives over there. We've never been.
Okay. That'll be a dope trip. I hope you get to make it over there one day.
Yep.
All right. So if you won $10 million tomorrow, how would you use it?
Oh, I've already had that planned out. So if I won $10 million tomorrow, first thing I'll do is eliminate any and all debt. Second thing I would do would be able to find a plot of inner city real estate buildings that were abandoned or something like that, and maybe a not so desirable neighborhood or area, tear them all down, turn it back into a sanctuary, and take the commercial property and turn it back and give it back to the wildlife, and actually give people and kids a place to go and play and spend time, and take some of those ugly, nasty warehouse, old abandoned buildings out and turn it back into something good for people to get out and enjoy. That's what I would spend a large chunk of the money on.
Gotcha. Okay. And so next one, if you could have dinner with any 3 people, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Any 3 people, dead or alive, who would it be and why? Well, the first person would be Brian Barczyk. Absolutely amazing individual. Absolutely amazing individual. It'd be Brian Barczyk, Steve Irwin,
Okay.
and 3 people dead or alive. We'll just go with Brian Barczyk and Steve Irwin.
Okay.
Let's leave the third one out.
Nice. What's one question you would ask Steve?
Steve Irwin?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know if I'd ask him any question. I just want to be around him all the time, 24/7. The man was absolute fireball, genuine passion. How can you not love that? I mean, it was genuine. That he just he bled that enthusiasm.
Facts.
So yeah, you don't even have to ask him any questions. You just take it and go with it.
Just
I
go
imagine
switch it
he
all
would
up.
probably he would be just as genuine off camera, or I think he's just as genuine, or would be the same person off camera as he was on camera.
That's dope, bro. That's real
Yep.
dope, man. Man, so it's been an amazing show. Really appreciate you coming out, man.
Yes, sir.
Been looking forward to it all week. I knew it was gonna be a good time. So yeah, definitely
Yeah.
good chatting it up with you. So before we get out of here and let you enjoy the rest of the night, let everybody know where they can find you on social media. And if there's anything else you want to let folks know, the floor is yours.
Yep, you can find me on Instagram at Mantooth Captive Bred Reptiles. You can find me on TikTok at Mantooth Reptiles. And the website will be coming soon. And the store is also on Morph Market, and it's attached to my Instagram.
Nice. To everybody who checking this out, whether you checked it out live, whether you checking it out on the replay, whether you checking it out on the audio only version, appreciate the support, man. Again, thank you everybody who's been rocking with us for these last 100 episodes. And this ain't the end. This ain't nowhere near the end. This is still the beginning, and we got more and more stuff coming for you. So definitely stay tuned. We really appreciate all the support. Thank y'all for coming out. Be blessed. Peace.